Just even touch base on there. What is actual focus? Who would like to start there? Sure.
It's like when you keep on watching on that same point. It's like concentration
Yes, sir.
at a thing. Like example, you're concentrating while catching. So while catching, when you're taking a flat catch, if sir gives me a catch on my right side, I have to be focused on the ball till the time I'm done catching it. Till the time I have the ball in my hand.
Okay. So that's catching, is it?
Like also staying focused.
Yeah, sir. What about focusing, running between wickets then?
So that could be for like when the example on the non-striker. So example, Akhilesh is on strike.
Yes.
He hits it on covers,
Yes.
on deep covers.
Yes.
I have to see also where the ball is going. That's where I have to keep. So he hits me on the offside. I have to hold my bat on my left when I'm like reaching to the other side, like on the striker end.
So that's,
See where the ball is.
Yeah.
If the ball is still not in his hands, we can go for another one.
yeah.
But if it's in his hands, we can stop there.
Okay, so you also got to focus on the line when you turn.
Yeah.
How many short runs have you done this week?
2.
Okay, cool. And what happened today? You were run out yesterday.
Yesterday not was because of a misunderstanding that I
Okay.
thought the ball was gonna go
Cool.
cross, but this
Okay,
time
Good.
this
And
time
today?
I bumped.
And today, what happened today?
This time I bumped into the non-striker.
Oh, you run out again today.
Yeah, I got bumped.
Okay,
into
so we'll
the-
talk about that. No problem. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. So running between wickets, you talk about focus. What else is the most important thing about focus? How to stay focused. What is focus? To me, it's something that you've got to prepare. It's preparation. If you don't prepare properly, you cannot focus. Have I got everything on to go out to bat? Let's say batting. I've got to make sure I've got everything on to go out to bat. Yes, that's great. I'm now concentrating on the game or waiting for the wicket to fall. Are you wanting that wicket to fall because you want to get out there, or do you want your side to do well and hopefully there's a partnership before I go into bat? Who believes in that? Who believes in partnerships? Cool. Okay. It's nice. It's great to hear that. I want that to be part of your thoughts for the next 5 days. That means you're worrying more about the team than yourself, which is a very important part in sport, especially in a team sport. How to stay focused. I've got that. So focus is the point that we want to get into. Excuse me, I'll take this off. I'm not discarding this. It's just the reason. So I would put preparation. Sorry. Yep, got it. Not a great speller. Preparation's 1. What else is there for focusing? Let's go through to the bowlers. What is your focus when you come on to bowl? You get nervous. You say, gee, great, I'm bowling. I'm now going to have a chance to express myself for the team. Yes, sir.
Like concentrating where you want to pitch the ball.
Sure, good. What else is there got to be done
Focus.
before you can bowl?
Focus on the wickets.
No, that's lovely. It's fantastic. You focus on the wicket. What else can be done? Something else.
Focus on the field.
Yeah. Okay, what are you going to do about that? Who else can tell me? Focus on the field. What else you got to do?
So you have to see if your field is ready.
Right, and who are you going to talk to then if it's not ready?
So you're gonna we are gonna
Who's the guy you're going to talk to?
so the captain.
All right. So what does the captain then do? He comes across
So-
and you speak. Why? What's he going to ask you? What's he going to ask you? To bowl, maybe. And I wonder. It's important here because I saw this today. There's the stumps. If he's going to put, and this is what you mentioned earlier, sir, because you did mention it. We didn't protect the boundaries when the boys were hitting 4s. That's one way for them to get above the total. Do you understand that? You got to prepare to put the men on the boundary here to stop the ball going there. Right? So that's the thing. That's your focus that you've got to get right. When we do that, that's fine. Okay. Fielding. What is focus in the field?
Watching the ball.
Sorry, I won't take it. Yes, sir.
On the ball.
Sorry?
On the ball.
What do you mean on the ball?
So like, for example, if the batsman hits the ball,
Yes.
you've got to focus on the ball to see where it goes.
Yes.
and whether you can take it to throw it at, to the keeper of the ball.
Okay, but before that, what have you got to do?
Like before that,
Okay.
you have to like judge where the ball is going.
No, before that.
Be ready.
Before that. Yes, sir.
So you have to walk in.
That's pretty good too. But before that, now you're worried.
Your positioning in the field.
Know your position. Know your position. Am I there to save the single? Am I in the right angle? Okay. So it's quite important. We'll work at this. This is where we're going to have a session about field placing. We need to understand this, and I want everyone to be involved. That'll come to another night. Okay. So just that's great. So there's some good things there. So for me, staying focused is important for me. If I'm not focused as a coach, I can't expect my team to be focused. But the point for me, the massive thing for me is that preparation. That would take you through so many things. Because with preparation, you've then got to practice with purpose to play with purpose. Because if you don't practice with purpose, you'll never play with purpose. I don't care who you are, you cannot do it. Mr. Nyes is an actor now. He's got to rehearse for that part. Am I right, sir? I'm not trying to be funny. You've got to rehearse for that. If you don't rehearse, it's not going to be 100% right. You cannot do it. Okay? I spoke to you this morning about how you're feeling about your time here. You're getting something. You're really working hard. You're working hard to prepare for the future. Okay? If you do not have that, there's no one in the world. If you don't prepare properly, you will not be able to practice with purpose to play with purpose. So I've just brought that in. I think they go together. We have to have the practice. And that's what you're here for. Yes, we're playing some games. But in those games, we've got to understand what we're doing. And I think that's what we'll try and do during something. We'll maybe stop and we'll talk about it. Because I brought those guys together tonight when they needed 20 runs of 20 balls. We could have done a few things a little bit better. We could have. But it's not a problem. We will do it. But we've got to understand why we do it. Okay? We play the game. We play the game because you want to play well, to give yourself an opportunity to win. There's no definites that you're going to win. But if you play it well and prepare yourself well, you probably will win. If, it can happen anytime. A batsman can go out and make a mistake, sure. But then we don't want the next batsman to make a mistake as well. And maybe the next batsman, then it's a problem. So anyone can make a mistake and have a bad day. And I must compliment you for when I came around to chat to the boys in the field this afternoon, and I came to you and you said, I asked you how many runs you made. So I think 20, sir, probably 20. And then the next thing I said, okay, well then. I said, but so you don't know what you've made? No, sir, as long as you win. Well, that's a fantastic statement. That says a lot about you. And I hope you keep on dreaming that and believing that, because that will get you far. I say this, I'm not picking on people. It's important you to understand who you're playing with. You should all have that. That's a great attitude to have. If you don't win, it shouldn't be the end of the world, so to speak, okay? But you are trying your best to do that. So just remember how you prepare to stay focused will help you to practice with purpose, to play with purpose. And those are important things. So let's put this down. And if you do not, and Mr. Gopal knows that this is what we spoke about 8 years ago. We wrote things down about how we're going to prepare and practice. Practice with purpose. Okay, you got that? And the preparation is to get yourself into a focused state. A focused state. A focused state is what we're talking about. Because if you're not in a focused state, you can never ever get anywhere in life. And I mean life. It's quite important. Okay? So please understand that. When we say, and I'm just going to say this to you, just a little bit, when it's 7:30 for our chat, it's important that you're on time, because that means you may want to be here. If you come a little bit late, some people can come late, but not 8 people coming late without their books. So you haven't prepared, because you should have had your book with you. Is that fair? Do you understand where we're going? So tomorrow night you better have your books with you. Because I am actually going to ask you, odd boys, when they walk out of here, to look at your book. I've already had a look at someone's book. That's very, very good. Very, very good. And I hope you're all thinking the same thing. It's not about the food you eat. It's what else you're thinking. I thought I could have done better at this afternoon session. It wasn't quite right there. I probably should have worked my feet a bit better, or whatever it might be. Those are the things that make you better, because you are trying to improve. Okay? Going to the gym is magnificent in the morning. As long as you got that for a reason, brilliant. And be consistent with it. And you got to be honest with yourselves too. Because you say, I went for 20 minutes, but did you go for full 20 minutes? Or was it 5 minutes sort of looking yourself in the mirror? And no, I just thought I'd mention it. And then maybe 10 minutes workout. What's the machine you're talking about, sir? There's a machine. You said a running machine, sir. This is quite important.
The paddle treadmill.
The what?
The paddling treadmill.
The paddling treadmill. What do you mean by? Oh, it's the one that lifts up like that. Yeah, it's called the. Isn't it the Nordic thing? It's like skiing, isn't it?
It's the elliptical bike.
What is it? Sorry, good. Yeah, we got. So you use it, obviously, sir.
It's the elliptical.
Lovely haircut, by the way. Sorry.
Elliptical.
Elliptical. Okay. Elliptical trainer. Is that right? Right. Okay. So I could talk about this for a long time. I'm not going to do it because we got to go and have our supper, which you said. What's for food tonight? I wonder. It's now time to think about that. All right. So preparation important. If you prepare well tomorrow, making sure everything's sorted when you get to the field, and maybe preparing your mind to warm up correctly. Because I just want to say one thing, and I'm not saying anymore. I want you to understand, this is not a stretch. Okay? A stretch is when you stretch properly. You're stretching correctly. Now you're young boys, and you're going to get muscle groups eventually. Muscles and you're going to have to look after it. I know you've got muscles, so I can see them, sir. In the middle there. No, you're doing this, sir. You went like this with your arms. I got frightened when you did that, sir. So, very important. Preparation, to stay focused, to practice, and play with purpose. We don't have to say too much. If you have that in your mind for the next 5 or 6 days, this tour is going to be very, very successful. It's successful already. But if you want it to be very, very successful, then that's what it is, because we want everyone to be on the same thought process. Okay, guys? Do you understand? This is why you're here. It is about having some games, but it's how to prepare yourself for the game. Okay, all good? That's all I want to say to you. Nothing more. Lots more to talk about. I'm enjoying myself so much. This is for me been unbelievable to have an opportunity to come here to this great place. It really is fantastic. And boys, you're very fortunate to be here. Just remember that. You've been looked after extremely well. Okay? Be appreciative of everything. Be humble. Be humble. You cannot get a better thing in the world. Humility is amazing. Don't have to be soft, but you've got to be humble. With humility, gets you a lot more things than being aggressive and those sort of things. Okay, all good. Thank you.